Greetings all and welcome back to Globbits Gaming Channel. The T71 has had a bit of a buff in the last patch. It's this little dinky toy here. Now you probably haven't seen much of this since the latest American heavies, American light tanks come out, like your Bulldog and all kind. This little thing got overshadowed by the Bulldog, and Wargaming saw fit to give it a buff. I'm not complaining, I've got no friggin' idea why. It was a badass tank before that. Maybe they thought it was showing a bit of power creep maybe from all these light tanks that were coming out. They decided to buff this, but left alone the 1375, the French thing. Alright, it's an auto-loading, alright, Tier 7 American light tank, and it's an absolute funky looking machine. It's an airborne tank, it's designed to be dropped out of planes and stuff, I believe. It's a really good training tool, and a funky little machine. It's got a 6-shot autoloader. You probably remember these kind of stats from the Bulldog. Yep, it's basically got the Bulldog's gun with the 75mm pen and the 150 damage, but it's got 6 shells instead of 10. The Bulldog gets 10, this gets 6. Now it's had some of its softer stats buffed. It's had its reload, I believe, and its aim time, etc. buffed, and it's actually become a little bit better than what it was. So I'm all game. This is a light tank game. Myself and Chef Engel, or Chris, right, who I've recently found out is no longer called Christopher. I've been calling him Christopher for a while. His name's actually not Christopher. It's actually Christian. So big out apologies to him. There you are, dude. I've said it live on... whoa! That was artillery. Said it live on YouTube for you, bro. I apologise profusely. He said in the previous thing, oh, Chris is the kind of the nickname he goes by anyway. But never mind. Apparently Christian's actually quite a popular name in German. Alright, anyway, because Chris is actually German. Right, so... I've done an initial spotting run and I just thought, screw that. I saw what was coming over that hill. I didn't want any part of that whatsoever. Now, why did I choose to show you this replay? As you've pretty much noticed from my channel, guys, there's always a reason why I show you a replay. And it's what's coming up in the next couple of minutes. Now, Chris basically tells me here, Globs, do not face that IS-6 on your own frontally, you noob. Chris, over late, has massively improved my playstyle. He's massively given me a lot of hints and tips and things. He's quite a calculated, intelligent guy. And I think he's noticed something from my playstyle, and I've kind of noticed it myself. I need to be a lot more calculated in the way I do things. I need to think a lot more, because what I tend to do is just rush in and tend to get myself killed. Now, I got spotted doing that little peek there. This is why I wanted to show you this replay. What is the purpose of a light tank in this particular position? Okay, we've got heavy tanks angling and doing heavy tank things. We've got other heavy tanks doing heavy tank things. And we've got other heavy tanks over there doing heavy tank things with a few mediums and a light tank. So what's the job of a light tank here? Well, I'll tell you what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Title of the video. We came, we saw, we flanked them. Check this out. Now, we see an opportunity here, and this is what light tanks are good at. Alright? Exploiting opportunities using the low ground. Now, with communication, Chris is after the IS-3 here. He wants to stock IS-3, but I say the KV-3 is a bigger threat. And he's even calculating at this stage, like, oh, you've got 900 damage in your clip. Yeah, we can give these guys an absolute ass kicking before we go around, as we go around the corner. These dudes don't even know we're here yet. I load up on his engine bay. I could have done with Chris waiting a little bit longer there to let me get around the corner, because even slightly angled, this KV-4 side armour is a little bit too much for 175mm of penetration. I decided to fire the last shot of the IS-2, and it's time for us to get out of here. Now, it's around about a 16 to 17 second reload. But guys, what have we done by doing that? Look at these two tanks now. They are between a rock and a hard place because they've got two potent, well-played, high efficiency, light tanks behind them, and also heavy tanks to the front. We've basically caused a bit of a stir here. Now I'm still reloading, Chris is backing off, and I'm just going to say to him, right, you disappear, mate, you go challenge other things, get yourself out of it. I'll cover you with my 6 shots, alright, while you relocate. KV-4, missed the first shot, he donks his shots. I basically just pour the pain into him. Artillery helps me out massively, so does Chris. Chris actually goes around and flanks them. He's behind him again. Check out what the KV-4 says in chat. Assholes. I think that's some sort of foreign language for well done, guys. That was a really nice play. In some sort of, I don't know, foreign, maybe. But I think that was a pretty good play. We didn't deserve to be called assholes right there. We probably are assholes, you know, and I say to him, GG, you know, because, this IS-3 is doomed. Chris is still fishing for shots, but I'm just waiting for the reload and, Stalin, that tank's obviously made of stellinium. But eventually I managed to take him out with the second shot and bung in another reload. 4 shells left. Now's a good time to reload. We've broken contact. We've basically won the southern flank. We didn't do it alone, don't get me wrong. I think the IS-3 on our team is slightly pissed at the fact we left him kind of on his own, but myself and Chris at this stage now decide, let's go arty hunting. Then the lone tiger appears, camping base. A couple of seconds to the reload. Chris is getting low. He doesn't want to take him on directly, but he managed to hit him on the move, which apparently is no longer allowed in this patch because of the accuracy nerf. But this is just farming damage now. This tier 7 heavy just doesn't stand a chance. 100mm of armour, even angled, is no match for this auto-loader. So 5 out of 6 managed to penetrate there, did 700 damage to the Tiger. And that guy's just doomed. Now, I noticed the IS-6 in the background there. I don't really want to take a smack in the face from him, so let's get mobile. Alright, let's take advantage of the accuracy nerf. Chris has gone round the back to scout out the artillery, and I'm just going to make this Tiger look silly. It's a bit seal clubbish because the guy isn't very good, bless him, for stats wise. Take out 3 shots. Sit still. That was a mistake. I should have technically paid for that, but now unfortunately I have to reload. But even with an auto loader, right, I would have reloaded before that artillery if Chris didn't nick the kill. Now I do notice at this stage, I'm like, Chris, give me the next kill. Please give me the next kill. Because guess what? We get brothers in arms. So I ask him, hold your fire, shoot him once, and I'll finish him off as soon as I've reloaded. And then Chris says, right, we need to redeploy the IS-6. So this is what light tanking is all about, guys. If anyone ever asks you how do you play light tanks, this is the kind of thing you need to be thinking about. That was lucky. That was very lucky. That thing should have one-shotted me there, but it didn't. You know, c'est la vie. So what's a tank's main, light tank's main defense then, guys? Mobility, mobility, mobility. Alright, very few times have we actually stopped moving in this game. Our speed is an advantage. They've nerfed the Bulldog for some reason. I don't know why. Well, they've nerfed the Bulldog. It kind of did need a little bit of nerfing. But they've buffed this and left the other light tanks alone. They kind of need to bring up the other light tanks in line with the current power creep that's happening with the light vehicles. Because there are some light vehicles coming through that are absolutely broken. They really are. And we're just going to, well, basically destroy this IS-6. He misses Chris, and I'm taking the shots. And we're just... It's a lottery who hits him first, really. And it's Chris, thankfully. And the E75, last in the enemy team. Yag Tiger takes him out. GG, I guess. Let's have a look at the post-game stats. Alright then. So, post-game stats. Obviously was a victory. We did win. And it netted me my mastery badge. This tank isn't used that often anymore. You very rarely see these vehicles. The T69 grind for majority of players that want to do it is done. And this kind of thing tends to get sold, I think. But I think this tank's an absolute little gem, you know, this tank. It really is. Been having a lot more games like this, and I'm going to attribute it to partly to platooning with people with a little bit more sense than me. Chris, Ian Goodison, guys like that, guys from the clan, Bossman, all those boys. Yeah, I've really playing around better players really calmed me down a lot. Chris is kind of like the you know, the guy that holds the leash from the dog. You know what I mean? He lets me go occasionally, especially in team games. I'm going to try and bring some more live strongholds to you guys because we are having some blinding games in that. It's getting a bit repetitive at tier 6 though. We are trying to mix up the playstyles using light tanks rather than heavies as well, so we'll be bringing you a few of those decent ones. So we managed to get Brothers in Arms. We managed to get Fire for Effect and Bruiser. Team score though, we were miles apart from the rest of the team. Shout out to Why So Serious in the Pack 88. Yeah, he did a good job there. Took out an E75. I don't know how much damage he actually did to him. Notable mentions on the enemy team. Enemy E75. Cold Killer. Bad luck, bro. Unlucky. You're on the wrong side, dude. We basically just annihilated your southern flank. You guys didn't stand a chance. What did the KV4 do? Yeah, you got a couple of shots in. The IS2. Yeah, you got 1 and a bit shots in. Yeah, we just... That flanking manoeuvre. Managed to net 2,300 damage. You really can clock up the damage in this tank, guys. You really can. Don't overlook the little T71. Alright, he is a good tank. So, we came, we saw, we flanked them. I'll see you next time, guys. Take care of yourselves. Bye now.